Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello, all the viewers watching. I hope you've had an amazing day today. I hope you've had an amazing afternoon or amazing evening, wherever you are in the world. What time it is, I hope you've had an amazing day. Today we're going to be learning about the life of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and some of the benefits and reasons why we should be learning about the Prophet stories and just how good it is. And we're going to be talking a few points at the end about Islam and stuff. So stay tuned for that. Before we get started, inshallah, please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and comment down below, and may Allah give you blessing for that, inshallah. So without further ado, let's get started. Bismillah. So why do we learn about the story of the prophets? Well, firstly, it increases our love for Allah and the Prophet and the love for Islam. And what I mean by this is it gives us more, love for people, and it makes you want to copy the actions of the prophets and not deliberately do exactly what they did, but it makes you want to become a better person, respect your parents, respect your brothers and sisters. Now, let's say, for example, there's a husband and wife or a brother and sister or friends, they argue. Let's give the example over friends. Now, if those two friends are fighting over, it could be anything, but let's say the new phone, let's say if it has 4 cameras or 3, let's say it has 3 cameras, and the other friend says, no, it has 4. They could keep arguing and going on until, it could cause them a block between them that blocks them, and it stops them from talking to each other, let's say for about a few minutes or a few hours or even a few days or a few weeks, a few months, a few years, or it could entirely stop their friendship between each other. So now when you fight, that's what the shaitan likes. He goes in between you and he's watching you, he's whispering in both of your ears, come on, fight, don't listen to what Islam has to say, don't be friendly, just fight, do whatever you want. And he trains your nafs, so on Ramadan your nafs commit bad sins, and it can't, it says go to eat or go and listen to music or go and curse or swear or do bad stuff, or go and just go and watch something bad. So we have to train our nafs while shaitan's training our nafs too. And secondly, why has Allah sent the messengers? Now, Allah has faith in everyone and He loves everyone. But if Allah has faith in us, then why would He send the prophets? Well, He sends the prophets because, as you see today, most humans make mistakes, and most humans are leaving Islam and some are joining. Now, without the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, without him and without the hadiths and without the Quran and without any proof of Islam, who would follow it? And you see other religions, some of them don't even have proof and people follow them. And so Allah brought the prophets to show us to show that He has faith in us. And if there were never any prophets, then when we're going in the straight line to the right path, there'll be obstacle courses blocking it, and those are the tests. And when you hit one of those obstacles, when you hit one of those tests, it's either you pass or it's either you fail. So it's whether you pass or you fail, that's entirely up to what your iman has to say about it, or what your mind has to say about it, or what you have to say about it, or what your soul has to say about that. You have to pass the test. So if there were never any messengers, then people going in the straight path, they would go in the straight path and they'll end up hitting the tests and they'll end up failing them, and going a bit to the bad path and then going a bit to the good path. They'll be they'll keep swapping, like doing bad things and doing good things and doing bad things and asking for Allah's forgiveness, and they'll carry on committing sins. That's why Allah has faith in us and has brought the messengers. Without the messengers, no one would find, no one would believe in Islam, or they would just believe and then go and then come back and go. So it's lucky, and Allah's merciful, and we're lucky that we've got Allah sent messengers. Now, when Allah sent the angel Jibreel when Allah sent the angel Jibreel to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, while Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was in the cave just sitting and relaxing, and angel Jibreel came and he squeezed him tight and he said, read. And Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, I can't read. And the angel Jibreel said, read. And Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam once again said, I can't read. Until Allah sent him the verse of the Quran, and he read it without stutter or without uttering any. He didn't stutter any of his words. He just read it clearly, like he's been practicing that surah for years and years and years and years. So, that proves Allah's power. It shows how powerful and merciful Allah is, and that He's going to test us throughout life. So we have to be ready, whatever waiting for us in that straight path, just to punch through it and pass that test. And when you listen to these prophet stories, your iman becomes stronger, and it gives you more time to embrace in Islam. And you see, most people, they're converting to Islam because they're listening to the hadiths, they're listening to Quran, they're listening to Islamic speeches or life of the prophets. Allah knows the reason why they've converted, but it must be one of those reasons. And one of the main reasons is the life of the prophets. It's just beautiful and it's amazing to listen to. Now, when Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he teaches his people, or he tells his people the Quran, those people, the bad people, when he's told them this, he tells them the Quran, they get angry, or do they get angry, or do they listen to him? Allah knows what happened back then, but the people, they find it beautiful, and they go to Islam. And when the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught his people about Islam, even if they are Muslim and they pray, it's still good to teach them about Islam. Now, if, for example, now an imam, he teaches someone about Islam, and that person's like, yeah, I got that, and then he doesn't teach it to them anymore, but he's listening to a story of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or any other prophet story, peace be upon them, it will say that no matter how many times you tell someone about Islam, it's good to keep a reminder, to keep reminding them, so their iman doesn't get lost, and the iman always sticks in their heart, and it won't let nothing come and interrupt between the two. It won't let anything come in between the two. So, that's good, because all the Prophet always teaches you to just keep on going, and it teaches you to just keep your iman strong and keep teaching, no matter who it is, but teach them more about Islam. And it's also good for us to learn about other religions too, and respect those religions. So there's no hate between anyone. Everyone is exactly the same. We're all humans. We're all one. So we should respect other religions, respect each other, love each other the same, and remember, we're all the same. We're all humans, so we're all one. Next, performing the salah. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he prayed in a way most Muslims pray now. But some Muslims, they pray the exact same way that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to pray. And inshallah, I will make a video on how the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam prayed, but that's for another time. But look, seeing the way that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam prayed, someone doesn't pray the same, then does Allah accept their prayer? or does Allah reject their prayer? We should pray exactly the same as the Prophet and read the surahs like him and not mess up a word, because if you're reading Quran and you mess up a word, whether it's accident or purpose, if it's accident and you say astaghfirullah and you redeem yourself, you correct it, that's more than okay. But if you make a mistake and sometimes you realize it or you don't realize it, it cannot be accepted by Allah of you reciting the Quran or of you praying. And sometimes the meaning of the Quran, if you mess it up, then it could cause the meaning in English for you to be saying, for example, in the bit of Surah Al-Fatiha where it says, we worship you, only on you, we seek your forgiveness. If you mess up one of the verses in Surah Al-Fatiha, you could be saying, we seek forgiveness from the Son. So we should be careful for what we're saying and how we're reading the Quran and how we're praying, and we should perform the way that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ performed his salah. Inshallah, may Allah forgive us and may He save us from the bad things in this life. Now, in life we must look at the Prophet's way to bring peace to bring peace. We must look at the way he brought peace to his people, to his family, and just the ways he was peaceful and kind. Now, let's give another way to a father, and he's kind to his children. MashaAllah, he's very kind to his children. But sometimes he wants to spend time with his wife, for example, or he needs to do something in work. Then sometimes his kids, they could get annoying and make him get angry. But when the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, when he played with kids or his grandkids or whoever he played with, if he needed to do something, he kept patience because he knew he had faith in Allah. And if he was late for work and the kids wouldn't let him go, he knows whatever Allah's written, it's written. If he gets late for work and someone's waiting for him and they leave, they don't want to buy anything from him anymore, then that's all in Allah's hands. So we have to keep our faith strong in Allah, inshallah, and we just have to believe in Allah. Inshallah, I will be making another part 2 of the stories of the prophets, inshallah. Now time for the pointers I promised all of you at the end. Just when you're in a tough situation, whether it's work or school or a test, you should always rely on Allah. If you can't get that question right, just skip it or come back to it or give it a go. But just remember, everything relies on Allah. If He doesn't want you to pass the test, you won't. If He wants you to pass it, you will. If He wants you to get the job you want, you will. If you want to get the job and you don't, everything's in the control of His hands. And after all, we have to accept what we get in life and say alhamdulillah for what we have in life. And no matter how hard life gets, we always rely on Allah and keep our patience and keep our anger inside and bring our love outside to all our people. Thank you for listening to this speech, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Please make sure, inshallah, to subscribe to my channel and like the video. I hope you have a really lovely rest of your day. Make sure to check out other videos, and may Allah give you blessing, inshallah. Thank you for listening. Alhamdulillah.